All right, so sorry stream took a moment to get back up, or to get going. I actually took a moment to install a mod that Kohu had suggested that will show dialogue options that I haven't taken yet. So that way we can get new dialogue. So we're gonna go ahead and do a new game. And I wrote down a list of vessels we've already gotten. So that way I know which route I want to take. So yeah. So I know exactly which one I want to go for first.
In the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
All right, so here we are again. Here we are again. We're on a path in the woods. We're going to the cabin. So, I would really like to see what happens when we go the damsel route, but we keep questioning her about what she wants, because I remember when we did that route, she kept getting more and more like funnily drawn, and I want to see what happens when we do that. So we are not going to slay the princess here.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
All right, Mr. Narrator. Hopefully, the mod that I installed will work. We'll see.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
I know, she will lie, she will cheat, she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. It's okay, because we're not going to. We're not gonna slay her. We're gonna love her. We're gonna love her for everything she is.
The interior of the cabin, the blade is your implement.
Thank you so much for the hype train. That was very appreciated. It's a great way to start streams when we get a hype train. It makes me feel good. All right, we're gonna ignore that blade and we're going right into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Normal basement.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing.
The beautiful voice.
Don't let it fool you.
We love it. We love to hear it. I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
It's never gonna sink in. Wait, because really? I love her.
You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You're gonna love my beak. I guarantee it.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I hope you
out of habit, I was letting it play, and I'm like, we've heard all this.
We're all one step closer to the end.
No, I'm gonna free her. I'll see what I can do. Examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
I cannot get her out.
You're making a huge mistake.
Narrator's gonna chastise me. Voice of the hero is gonna say I'm doing the right thing.
Large and heavy.
I'm gonna have to go back up and get the knife.
Maybe it's doubtful. Whoever locked...
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempted... Is someone else here?
Narrator's gonna use his cheating narrator powers to lock us in.
You make easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
And she's gonna be like, they wouldn't let you leave either. And now
lucky
she's
guys-
gonna do
Slight
something
panic
absolutely
rising in the
feral.
princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
And
hesitates before
she's
raising
resorted to eating her
by
own
mouth,
arm.
her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
I've seen this image so many times. It still takes me off guard every time I see it. Every time I see it. It's just fantastic.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of bouncing metal.
That's the narrator
It's the blade
spawning
from
in the
upstairs.
knife.
You're not sure how it made its way down, or
He's
we
gonna
could
try to
use
get
it
me to
free
kill her.
her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Nanami, you're here for a ride. We're gonna save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you
And
place
she's
the
gonna
blade
stare at
against
us
the ragged,
innocently,
self-inflicted
and with
wound on
those
the princess's
big,
heart,
beautiful
just
eyes,
above the
as
unyielding
we,
chain
cut through
binding
her arm.
to this you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp.
Oh,
and it
this
takes
one
little
gets me
effort to
too.
crack through the
Just
bone
like
of her heart.
the remaining bit of like viscera and flesh. Oh, it's so good, but it's so bad.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound. No, she didn't.
She took it like
She
a
smiles
champ.
softly as her gaze. How is she still smiling?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
And we're gonna leave.
No, we won't have any of
The
that.
narrator's
stakes are
gonna
too
cheat
high.
again.
You can't just let her. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch.
He's a cheaty McCheat face.
What are you doing?
And we're gonna scroll all the way down, and we're gonna be like, Princess, it's
Stop.
not me! Look out! I love you, Princess, and I would never hurt you! It's this
So
damn
that's come over
narrator!
you, hasn't it?
I'm filling in
No,
for
you don't
Smitten,
have to do
since he's
this,
not here
right?
right now.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
She's gonna
Stop it.
realize
Stop
that,
trying to resist
this
me.
isn't
I'm
me.
trying
We're
to
not
get you
acting
out
like
of here
ourselves.
alive. The blade. Move the blade.
No.
As
You
your
can't make
body
me.
remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess.
We both know this isn't you.
And now I'm gonna get stabbed about 50 times before I die.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade.
And I'm gonna
from your
love every one of them
infuriated-
because she
I'm
is my
sorry.
princess.
I'll try to be quick.
And I'll take anything she gives me.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture.
Oh, no, it's
Whatever.
definitely heroic.
She sinks the
And you're
blade
gonna make
into
it
your-
needlessly
I'm
painful,
sorry.
narrator. I think she might be enjoying herself just a little bit
She
here,
doesn't know
though.
how to use
Let's
it,
be
does she?
honest. She's got some frustrations inside of her from being locked
Apparently not.
away in this
It
damn
doesn't matter
dungeon
how
for so
sloppy her
long.
life work is, does
And
it?
as much as she
Stab
loves
wound is
and
still a stab
adores me,
wound.
she's
Won't
just,
be like-
she's in the
I'm
moment
so
and she can't help
sorry.
but take those frustrations out on me. That's all. That's all this is,
With
chat.
one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you.
It's gonna be fine.
You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
I am now Swiss cheese.
It can't just end like this, right?
Yeah, it's
Well,
ending.
that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
The damsel. Alright, best boy is coming.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Best boy, here we go.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
go, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time.
Nope.
If he doesn't remember what happened,
Nope,
then
I know
maybe
you.
It's best to keep it that way.
I do know I've picked this option before.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
But I think it was with the voice of the cold that I did it, not voice of the smitten.
Beloved.
And I don't know if the mod is working yet or
Yes,
not.
you'll have to be very
We'll find
sneaky
out.
about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say?
It'd be worth it.
A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
It'd be worth it. Alright, I'm gonna say, let's assume I'm telling the truth.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain.
I love Voice of the Smitten so much.
Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No, I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations.
I don't know. You might be wrong there,
I believe
narrator.
Your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Well, you didn't impress any consequences on me the very first time. I mean, I know that there are consequences now, but...
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
I know I've done some of this dialogue before, but I'm kind of just letting it run through because I know I didn't do it with Smitten, and I'm curious to see what Smitten says.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Alright. Ooh. I don't think I've ever gotten this option before. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look,
Yeah, because it's a new
I'm not
file.
supposed to say this, but
I don't know if it's working yet or
it's
not.
because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are.
I think I've asked these questions before, though.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check and make sure I followed the instructions correctly. Yeah, I mean, it's in there. It's where it should be. It's just a text file that I put in there. Theme. Game. Yep, I've got the file in there like I'm supposed to. The only thing I can think of is it just might not be highlighting things just yet because I'm doing a completely new game. Yeah, I did. It does have the correct extension. So, we'll see. We'll just keep going. And it either works or it doesn't, you know? Alright.
Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice. Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional, and I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of helping you save the world.
I'm just gonna say that's all, because I'm getting like deja vu that I think I've done this dialogue
now, if
before.
You don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I'm with Ben. I'm gonna find a way to save her from that cabin.
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with?
They're all me, so why wouldn't I align myself with me?
You're out of the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call. A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Yep.
She will
Lie, cheat, and steal.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Get the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant. Its stone walls
Like a
draped
fairy
in
tale. I
fine-threaded
love it.
tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want.
Not gonna need it. So, I'm not gonna say anything about the mirror, because I did that. I mentioned the mirror or examine the mirror a lot in previous playthroughs, and I feel like it never really leads to anything. It's always kind of the same thing. So if there's anything that does need to be done with the mirror, I haven't figured it out, and right now, I'd like to just try to get a couple of different vessels and see those endings and how that affects things, so we're just gonna go ahead and enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's even more sweet than last time. I love it. This voice
Her
actress
voice.
is so great.
It's somehow even more beautiful than last time.
Smitty agrees
I
with
can
me.
hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but You're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Nah. She likes me for me.
Walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know what, Kohu? I think I'm also may have just had a thought. It might not be working because I had the game started when I first made the file, so I might have to exit the game and then reload. So let me get through this and then we'll do that.
You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
We came back for you, baby.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
For a bird person, we are quite attractive.
And she called us a hero.
Because we are a hero!
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us.
But only because the narrator made her.
Only because
surely.
he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
This time, what we're gonna do is save
Now,
the
hold on.
princess!
If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you
Yes.
sure we never saw a world end? And now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
My job is to free the princess. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
But before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
No, I don't want the world to end. I have no feelings. Ugh, tempting, but... I'm gonna say, I have no feelings one way or the other about the world
At
ending.
least you're being honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist.
I just don't have enough information, narrator, that's all. Even though I've already played this game 3 times and I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just making choices, that's all. Yeah, she doesn't know what to say, does she?
The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long. If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
And our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we rescued our beloved.
I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
He's so encouraging. He loves us so much.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Violence! Alright, time to rescue the princess.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world,
No, she's
despite
not
the
world-ending.
complete moral disaster that would be,
I'm
you'd
going
have
to start
get
a
her out of
new
those
world with
chains.
her.
Good luck with
A
that.
beautiful world. It's gonna be great.
Don't you see how dainty her hands are?
And I got
You'll be able
Smitty.
to slip her out with ease. No,
Smitty's
she's a
got the
prisoner
power
here.
of love,
You can't
baby.
just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I
Smitty.
think I'd rather believe in facts.
Smitty every time.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings.
I love how he rolls the R's, man. It's so great.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our
Titanic
dearest,
depths.
I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't.
Don't mess with Smitty. He's a man on the edge.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Doomed. Doomed. It's okay, though. We get to save the princess.
I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I know we've seen this before, I think on the very first playthrough I did, but it's kind of nice to let it play out again and refresh myself.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps
She's
up
so
and smothers
cute.
you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our
Power
side?
of love.
What do we do now?
All right, here we go, chat. What do you want
Let me
to do?
guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
No, I've doubted other things.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
You can't just shrug.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want to do what you want to do. I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
Artwork changed and the music changed. And what's fun is I did not catch on to that at first, the first time I got here.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
Oh, Quinn, don't joke. Meta and I go through that bit so often. There must be something you want. But what would make you happy? You have to want something more than just making me happy. You need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me. I want you to make me unhappy. I'm gonna press about what would make you happy.
I just want to make you happy.
Look at this. This is so great.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
There must be something you want. You have to want something more. I'm gonna say, but you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy.
Holy crap!
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us.
No,
You don't have to act
no.
like it's a big deal.
It's a very big deal. You have to want something more than just making me happy.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
I love how, like, she keeps getting, like, a higher pitched tone. Like, just, you know, okay, sure. When I worked in customer service, I had a very similar voice when customers got very angry.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
You don't get the chance to ask another question. Something has taken her away. And has left something else in her place.
No! She was our perfect match. She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a... Why is it here? Why now?
I think I'm supposed to look in the mirror.
About it. I don't think you should.
But I'm gonna.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while?
No preening, no preening. It's fine.
I'm begging
Let's
you,
just go to the
don't
mirror.
do this.
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine. Everything's fine. Nothing but us bird people here. Look at us. We're so cute. We're adorable. All right. And into the long quiet we go. I'm going to save here real fast, and we're going to start on page 5 for these. I'm going to exit the game. And then start it back up to see if the mod's working. Hey. Black Tabby Game. I like their logo. Load game, page 5. Okay. We're at the cabin with our idealized princess.
Something finds me in the long quiet.
and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
All right, Nanami, thank you so much for hanging out. All right, the mod is now working, so that's all I needed to do was, restart the game. So now, I'm gonna say, let her out of there. I know, I'm actually very excited this mod works because there's a lot of lore in this game, and there are a lot of options you can get to, and I'm very excited to see what they are. And after doing like 3 playthroughs of this game, it does get a little bit hard to remember what options I've already done and what options I haven't. So I think this mod is actually really awesome, and if anybody's gonna play this game and get as deep into it like I am, I would recommend this mod for sure. I can link it later, or Kohu can actually link it in stream. All right. Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
All right. I'm gonna say, is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess? Or are you just making her part of yourself? Hey, Sayo!
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Aww. Just as a reminder to what she says here for myself, I'm gonna say, what are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city.
Okay, it's the lights
What are
comment.
you?
Oh. What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow.
I've already done this. This will close the game. And then reopen it and I'll return. I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you? I can't remember the answer to this. I think she says she's just going to, like, build herself and regain perspective.
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay, I think that's a very similar answer to, something else. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Okay. So yeah, pretty much I'm just clicking through those to see if they give me anything new. I know this one will close the game. I've done it before, but not in this playthrough. So I think that's why it's highlighted. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark. And you die. I don't think I'll ever get tired of that line because it's just fun. Alright, so the next one. Hopefully I don't screw the next one up.